ChucTayyy, and I am here with your RETV Sports Break. You can catch me here every Thursday, talking junk, spitting facts. Let's get started. Just as with the last couple weeks, folks, let's just keep going on this football train. But we're not going to start with the thing you think we are. So let's talk about Brian Flores. So again, as always, if you're living under a rock, Brian Flores is a former coach over in Miami for the NFL. He was let go. He's interviewing for some other coaching jobs, but long and short of it, he is suing the NFL for unethical practices and racial discrimination. Where does that come from? Let me tell you. So there in the NFL, there is this rule called the Rooney Rule. Long and short again, the Rooney Rule says that for any vacant head coaching positions and some of the coordinators, the franchise has to interview a person of color. So Flores set to interview with the Giants for a head coaching position. 3 or so days before said interview is supposed to take place, he gets a text from Bill Belichick. Yes, and it says, congratulations on getting the job, all of these well wishes, things like that. Well, now Flores is like, well, I'm perplexed because I haven't even interviewed for that job yet. So then he gets to thinking about it, wheels get to spinning, and he texts Belichick back and says, did you mean this text for Brian DeBull, who is another coach that is interviewing for that same job? And Belichick's like, he basically fesses up, like, yeah, I did, I messed up, whoop-de-whoop, right? So Flores goes on to interview for the job anyway, doesn't get it, it goes to this other guy. So that's the first thing. He's like, oh, you guys just were planning on Rooney ruling me and I was going to have to interview. Y'all had no intentions of hiring me, so on and so forth. Other coaches have said they've had similar issues, situations that kind of mimic this. So again, that's kind of why the Rooney Rule exists, but also what Flores is saying in this lawsuit is basically it's just so these franchises can check a box to say that they interview somebody of color and then the non-person of color coach was the best fit. But it's like you have no intentions on hiring this coach of color. It's just another box for you to check. It's giving me real Colin Kaepernick workout vibes from a couple years ago. Like, y'all had no intentions on letting him back into the NFL. Y'all just designed this, whatever that workout thing that was supposed to happen, just to say that you did it. That's what it's giving me. In addition to this racial discrimination thing, he also is stating that upon his arrival to Miami back in 2019, that the owner was like, listen, no one expects us to win. We're not expected to win. It's a real longest yard situation. So I'll give you 100 bands if you went for every loss, 100K for every loss. Of course, Flores is like, but I didn't come here to lose. So it was like this whole big thing. And for the 3 years that he's there, they have like not terrible seasons. But again, the whole point of this extra incentive to lose is for the draft points or draft picks rather. So basically the owner's like, hey, tank these games in 2019, we'll get better draft picks. You can go on and, road to glory in your next couple of years. So of course he wasn't with it. After 3 years, they let him go. He feels like all of that stemmed from 2019 and him not really taking those point shaving, if you will, orders. And, he came there to win, so on and so forth. Apparently, this is not an uncommon practice. I don't know how many coaches or owners are saying, okay, I need a couple extra stacks if we're going to lose these games. But it's like if you walk out with a team that's like not supposed to be winning these games anyway, I could see these conversations happening. So in a nutshell, that is the lawsuit. Flores is still interviewing with other teams and was very forthcoming with the information that he was going to pursue this lawsuit for these other teams, has no intentions on stopping the lawsuit should he get hired from one of these other teams. So we're just going to continue to watch this unfold because I think this coupled with the whole email gate situation and what's his name from Vegas, there's going to be a lot of things that happen, especially now considering that Mike Tomlin is the only Black coach in the NFL right now. There's just a lot of things happening. There's just a lot of things. So anyway, moving right along. Tom Brady has retired, then unretired, then retired again. I I'm not really sure. No one's really sure what's happening, but I think y'all need to leave my man Adam Schefter alone. Like, I don't think he's out here spilling tea that wasn't given to him. So, but I digress. Here's what happened in the timeline of events. Couple days ago, Adam Schefter reports Tom Brady officially retires from the NFL. Everybody goes up. There's just Instagram posts, Twitter posts, Facebook, Instagram reels, all of the things. Tom Brady retires. Tom Brady's retiring, blah, blah, blah. Couple hours later, this post has been deleted. This is gone. There's no more nothing about him. And then here comes Tom Brady's daddy talking about Tommy never said that. Who said he was retiring? Y'all lying, trying to get attention again. Well, now nobody knows what to do. And we sit on pins and needles until Sunday night, Monday morning, something like that. Tom Brady comes out and says, yeah, actually, no, I'm done here. Where it's over for me. Now, personally, if you ask me, I think he was waiting to see what was going to happen with the Chiefs, if they were going to go back to the Super Bowl. And in my guts, in my feelings, I feels that if the Chiefs were going to go back to the Super Bowl, and if they won said Super Bowl, Tom Brady wouldn't have retired. But I digress. So he comes out sometime after Sunday night, after the Chiefs game, and says, yeah, no, I'm actually good. I'm just going to hang it up. He's saying he doesn't know what's going to happen with his career from here. Like, if he's going to, go be an analyst like Tony Romo and all the other quarterbacks. He doesn't know. But also, I feel like give him a second, right? Let him kind of settle in the fact that he's retired. He has kids. He has a wife. Like, let him enjoy all of the things. So, of course, Tom Brady, I don't really remember a lot of football pre-Tom Brady. Like, I remember some, but not all. But I found a very interesting post that was all of the things that happened the last time Tom Brady was not an active football player. And I just wanted to share some of these with you because I felt aged and you're going to feel aged too. Okay, so according to Bleacher Report, here, last time Tom Brady was not an active NFL player, LeBron James was a high school freshman. Whew. The Bucks and the Pats had no Super Bowls at all the last time Tom Brady was an inactive player. The Rams won a Super Bowl, and we'll get to the Rams. Don't worry, we're getting there. Mac Jones was 1 year old. There were no iPods in the world. None. Not even that big, blocky, gray. No iPods. Everyone had Nokia phones, and if you didn't have a Nokia phone, that means you're too young to be watching this and go do something else. Maria Maria was number 1 on the Billboard charts, and I love that song. PlayStation 2 had just been released, and Tiger Woods had only won 2 of his 15 majors. All in the last time that Tom Brady was an inactive football player. So lots of things. Of course, now they're like, oh, people are like, oh, Tom Brady is retired, and who's the GOAT now? Listen, I said this, I think it was last season, maybe the season before. Tom Brady is an amazing football player. He's an amazing football player. He's a great quarterback, okay? Being a great, playing a sport doesn't necessarily make you an athlete. So just like they say being tall, you can't teach tall, right? Being tall doesn't necessarily make you a basketball player. Being fast doesn't necessarily make you a track star, so on and so forth. Is he a great quarterback? Yes. There are other things that need to happen to say someone is athletic. It's just, you know what? We have other things to talk about. So you guys just ponder that. And what I will say is he is not the greatest athlete of all time. He wasn't yesterday. He wasn't before he retired. And he wasn't after he retired. He is probably one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. Athlete, y'all are using that term too loosely for me. But you know what? We'll discuss that on another day. Moving on. The road to the Super Bowl is set. And the Pittsburgh Steelers fan in me is disgusted that I need to say that the Super Bowl, I don't even know what number it is, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. But Super Bowl, this one, is set for February the 13th with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. So Couple things here. I genuinely could care less about the Bengals. I'm a little more perturbed at how they got there. Specifically with the game that took place this past Sunday. And if somebody came out and told me, Taylor, that Patrick Mahomes was shaving points, I would have no choice but to believe them. Because what the F, Patrick? Okay? Because my neck is getting hot. What was he doing? Well, I know what he was doing. He was playing hero football. And let's talk about how in the moments in which he was choosing to be a hero, no, sir, no. Why did I see in 2 back-to-back drives, why are you running backwards on any down, let alone a third down? Where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing? I have never in my day screamed at a TV where neither of the two teams were the Steelers. I'm just gonna not in the way that I needed someone to explain to me where Patrick Mahomes was going. Where were you going, sir? Where were you going? Okay. Let's back up. Trying to avoid a sack, a tackle. All right, okay, fine. But my guy, you play a physical contact sport. Why did you think that in trying to avoid a sack, whatever, that you needed to go backwards, right? With no other plan to progress forward. It's the name of the game is to go that away, not this away. I'm still confused. I am still confused. And then an immediate interception. Just, my goodness, just immediate. What game were you playing in? What were you looking at? Patrick, would I be this upset if it was any other team? Probably not. Still irritating to watch because we're not talking about, if Joe Burrow would have done this, everybody would have been like, oh, it's his first year, high pressure situations. But we're talking about Patrick freaking Mahomes. No. Immediately no. Immediately no. Okay? No. And then to the freaking Bengals? The Bengals? And then Pac-Man Jones out here talking about, oh, I don't want to see no Pittsburgh Steeler fans getting on the bandwagon. You ain't got to worry about that, bruh. You don't have to worry about that, okay? You ain't got to worry about me, Pac-Man, okay? Because 1, I would never. And 2, anybody who grew up in the greater Pittsburgh area is going for the Rams if for no other reason because of Aaron Donald. That is it. That is it, and that is all, okay? So don't worry about it, Pac-Man, baby. We ain't jumping on no bandwagon over here, okay? It's a no for me. Across the board. Immediately no. Immediately no. Okay? Anywho, so Super Bowl is set. Again, I say February 13th, SoFi Stadium. It's going to be very interesting to see this whole home team situation, just all of the things. I will say, as much as it pains Joe is like that, and brava, young sir. But I need you to take this L, okay? I need you to take this L. So we will see what happens, because interesting matchup. The Rams haven't won a Super Bowl since 2000, so 22 years ago, which is wild for anybody to think if you were alive in 2000. And then the Bengals have actually never won a Super Bowl, and this is their first appearance since 1989. So this will be a very, very interesting matchup. Also, I don't care about the halftime show. I just don't care. So last but certainly not least, this week's sports break bright spot. The Washington football team decided on Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning or something or other that their new name is the Washington Commanders. Now listen. I read the article, theirs, and all of the things, and it means in the DMV and the Army or something, and great. I'm sure it means something. It sounds stupid, though. Why is this a bright spot, Taylor? Let me tell you why. Because the internet is going up, and it is comedy. If specifically you have TikTok, I need you to find any post that says that this is their new name. After 2 years, this is what you decided on. If you have TikTok specifically, go on there, find any post, and just read the comments, because the comedic genius that is TikTok comments is just, it hits me in the feels every time. What do I personally think? I think that y'all should have just left it as the football team. I feel like this sounds like a CFL team. It's not given to me, and again, they're saying it's some history stuff. It's about the area. It's about the military, things like that. One of the players, I can't think of his name right now, went up during the press conference and was like, "Oh, I wasn't feeling it till I saw the uniforms." And go off, sis. Okay, it was just funny to me that it took y'all 2 years and that's what y'all came up with. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting better, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what I was expecting. It just wasn't that. And I can't even believe that it took y'all 2 years for that. I still attest that y'all should have just kept calling yourselves the Redskins like y'all been doing for all these years until you came up with a new name. I get the thought process, what you thought you were doing by like, oh, we're going to just strip it. It's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. And that's just my 2 cents on it. I mean, again, I say, go off, sis. That ain't my team. I don't really care what you call yourselves, but that's it. So, anywho, guys, that's it and that's all for me this week. I am your girl, ChucTayyy. You can catch me here every Thursday. Talkin' junk, spit facts. Later.
This is Tyron
and Nicole with your weekly RETV News Break. Each Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we'll come to you with the latest news, trends, and more with a positive spin.
We know there's a lot of positive news that doesn't get reported, but we want to give you the opportunity to share your story here on RETV. If you have a positive news story you want us to share, you can submit your story to news@re-tv.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Download the new RETV Live app on your mobile device and follow Relationship Entertainment Television on your favorite social media platform.
Don't forget, make sure you tune in to the RETV News Break each Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be blessed and be great.
Growing up in the church, we saw a lot. Things that people refuse to talk about. The elephants in the room. Mental illness, sexual abuse, broken families, domestic violence, and so much more. The Big E, The Elephant in the Room, is a show that sheds light on these topics. We're here to speak about the unspeakable.
Hey, it's your girl Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
welcome to What's Going On. My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week, because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?